Kipper!
Oh boy, let's talk about this damage control segment. So Bayley won the Royal Rumble. Congrats to her. I was excited for her. She deserves it for all the hard work she put in. When it was announced that Bayley and Damage Control were going to be on Raw, I was excited. I wanted to see how they were going to tell this story, because at some point, ultimately, she has to pick Io Sky, because that is the match we're getting. We're getting Bayley versus Io Sky. That's been the plan from the very beginning. So the question is, how do we get there? Who turns on who? What is the implications here? What is the driving force of this match? Now, I thought they were going to have the turn happen in the Rumble, but they decided not to do that. Let's see what happens then, okay? So Bayley comes down, very much still a heel. There's been talk about Bayley becoming a babyface, but for now, she's still very much the heel character. She's talking crap to the crowd, calling them idiots, it's still very much heel Bayley. She pretty much called out the IWC, talked about how people thought she wasn't as good as she was before her injury. She talked about how the fans were giving her crap for always losing. So it was very much a ha ha ha, I told you, I had the receipts, now listen up idiots, that was kind of the vibe. So she's bragging, talking about how her plans are about to come true. And just when you think she's going to announce that she's going after Rhea Ripley, Rhea Ripley's music hits. Rhea comes down there, or Rhea Ripley starts coming down there, and then she gets attacked from behind by, of course, Nia Jax. This is the Elimination Chamber match, folks. You're getting Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax at the Chamber. This makes all the sense in the world, right? Rhea Ripley in Australia will be the conquering hero. Everyone is going to cheer her like crazy in her home country. And you need the perfect heel that she has to conquer. And what better heel is Nia Jax? Nia Jax is a force right now. She's doing her best work, and you need that dynamic, that heel babyface dynamic for that stadium crowd, especially if Rhea is going to main event. You have the big time superstar like Rhea that the crowd will cheer like crazy, and you have the big time heel, even more of a heel than Rhea, that the crowd will boo. So you have a heel versus heel, but it's a special dynamic because it's in Australia and she's gonna get cheered like crazy. Okay, it's a homecoming for her. So she'll be the babyface there. And it doesn't make sense for her to face a Becky or a Liv where she's gonna get cheered more than the babyface. So you want to put her up against a heel that will make sense for her. And that was always gonna be Nia Jax. So here's the setup. Nia Jax versus Rhea Ripley at the Chamber one-on-one for the title. So her and Rhea Ripley get into a bit of a scrap, and then Nia Jax squashes Rhea Ripley. She dominates her, hits like 3 leg drops, and stands tall, which is a smart move. You want Nia Jax to look like the monster heel, the unstoppable force that can't be beat. That way, when Rhea beats her in the stadium, the crowd will be into the match and they'll pop huge for the pin in Perth. They're keeping Nia Jax strong, which is the right way to go. Let her be strong so Rhea Ripley has a mountain to conquer in Perth. Now, how this affected Damage Control is interesting. After Nia Jax squashes Rhea Ripley, she turns her attention to Bayley, and the rest of Damage Control leaves her in the ring. With friends like these, who needs enemies? Now, Bayley could have left the ring too, of course, right? But that's not the story they're telling, okay? In the story, they left her in the ring. And Nia Jax basically tells her, you don't pick Rhea Ripley, okay? Rhea Ripley is mine. I'm gonna face Rhea Ripley, challenge someone else. And because Bayley is afraid of Nia Jax, they're all afraid, she says, okay, I'll wait till, I planned on making my announcement on Friday anyway, which was a lie. She was gonna make it that day, but she's so afraid, she's going to postpone her announcement until Friday. And Io was like, what the hell? You know what? This booking is scaring me, okay? I'm worried. I'm worrying that they're not going to execute this the best way, and it's going to leave a lot to be desired. That's my fear. The way this was booked, it seems like she's going to pick Io Sky simply because she doesn't want to face Nia Jax down the road. Like, she's scared of Nia, therefore she picks Io. That's the vibe I'm getting. That's how the story is coming across. So we're thinking, okay, she's gonna pick Io Sky because she's scared of Nia? That's the vibe I got from the segment. And if I felt that way viewing it, of course, the characters in the story will feel that way, i.e. Io Sky. Now Io Sky is nervous. So I have no sympathy for Io Sky, right? If Bayley picks her, I don't feel bad because me, the viewer, has seen them treat her poorly. I assume that Bayley is aware of this. She has to be, she's not stupid. Has she been ignoring it the whole entire time? Is that going to be the reason why she picks Io? Or will it be this? Because Io Sky feels that Bayley is afraid of Nia Jax, she's going to be proactive and attack Bayley because she thinks Bayley is going to pick her. And then later, once they attack Bayley, Bayley will then say, guys, I never would have picked Io Sky, but now that you've done this to me, it's on. I'm picking you now since you went and did this to me. That's where I think this is going based on this segment. Io Sky is going to pull the trigger on kicking Bayley out because she thinks Bayley is going to pick her. That's where I think this is headed just off of this segment. Now, I'm not saying it's the best story, but that's where I think this is headed. Again, it's hard to feel sorry for Io. I just hope that when Bayley does make the decision, I just hope it makes sense and it hits the way I think they wanted to hit. Her being afraid of Nia Jax and postponing her announcement is fine. I just hope that when we get to SmackDown, whatever they decide to do, it's clear and it makes sense and it has some type of emotional effect. Hopefully, whatever they do makes sense. I have to say this about Io Sky. The past month has not been a good month for Io Sky in terms of her booking. Io Sky has been a background character. She hasn't said much. She's not having much of an impact in creative. Some people will be upset that Io Sky kind of just left the ring, all afraid of Nia Jax. But you have to remember, guys, Io Sky has never been booked strong. This is very much her character. She wins by interference. She's not a dominant champion. So of course she's afraid of Nia Jax. Of course, it makes sense. That's the Io Sky character. She's not an equal to Rhea Ripley in terms of the booking. She has a faction and they work together within that faction. But it's a shame that Io Sky has kind of been a background character for a while. She hasn't done much. She hasn't done anything since the title defense against Mia Yim. That's a reality. I'm hoping come Friday when they pull the trigger on this story, because I don't want them to drag this any longer. She needs to make her decision on Friday. Pull the trigger on this. Have Damage Control turn on her on Friday because we have to set up the Elimination Chamber match. And in order to do that, we need to know what they're going after. Rhea Ripley's world title belt. In order for Becky Lynch and everyone else to cut the promos they want to cut, you have to have Bayley make her decision. That way they can cut the proper promos. If I'm Adam Pearce, I'm pissed. I allowed Bayley on my show to tell everyone, I'm going to make my announcement on SmackDown. If I'm Adam Pearce, I'd be pissed. The crowd really wants to cheer for Bayley. You can tell. They want to cheer for Bayley. But Bayley is still in heel mode. It will be interesting to see how they pull off the turn. If Bayley is going to be the sympathetic babyface, then eventually they'll have to do this turn. I just hope they know what they're doing when the time comes, because you can't have Bayley behave this way going forward. She'll have to be more confident and have more of that babyface spirit when the turn happens. What were your thoughts on the Damage Control segment? Do you think they're doing a good job? Do you like the setup here? Do you think Bayley is justified in her decision to pick Io Sky eventually? Do you think we're going to get a full babyface turn for Bayley? Let me know. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will talk to you later.
Keep up!